Hey, it's Nate here with The Budget Couple, and in this video we're going to go through and reconstruct Danielle's and I budget using Google Sheets. There's a couple of reasons why we use Google Sheets, but mainly it's because we can have one document, we can share it between ourselves, and it's available on our phone, computers, and basically anywhere we need it. Before doing this, we used Excel, and down below you'll see a link to both the Excel and an exact copy of the one that we're working on now. But in addition to that, we used to print things out and write them on our fridge and really just have them available whenever. We use Google because it allows us to go through and set it the way we want it, to have it everywhere with us, and it's just something that we've become accustomed to. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first thing you're going to need for this tutorial, if you're using Google Sheets, is a Google account. Gmail account works fine, whatever you need. I have a demo budget one here, but we're actually going to go through and create it. So I'm in my Drive, so it's just drive.google.com. You could also go to sheets.google.com. Either one works. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this new button, and then I'm going to go to Google Sheets. It will load up a new one for me, and I'm just going to call it up here where it says Untitled Spreadsheet. I'm going to click on that and just call it Demo Budget. From there, how we like to set up our budget is to have the month established. So whatever the month is, we're just going to put it up there just so we go through and update this sheet every month. It's a reminder to us to make sure that we update our budget and to have everything set up. So I'm going to go through and do that there. Then I'm going to add another cell, and all these blocks are called cell. I'm going to call this one Expenses. And we're going to have another one over here just called Income. Where these go isn't super important right now. We just kind of line things up and make sure they're all in there. And just like we covered in a video above this, if you're on our website, you can go through and kind of list out all of the expenses that you have. So for us, that's our mortgage. We have daycare. Our son has a budget, so he gets his own little area there. We have a food budget, electric and gas, internet. We have a budget that we just call ours, which breaks out into our personal budgets, which we'll go over in just a second. We have gas. This is for the car. The second one here in A9, cell A9, that's gas for the house, for heating for the wintertime. And also, well, we pay it all the time because there's a maintenance fee on there. We have water, trash, pets, commute, car, our subscriptions, and then finally phones. So we have that, and then we're also going to add an area that just says total. So what we're basically going to do is we're going to fill in all of our expenses in this area. So it's going to be put our numbers there, and essentially we're going to use a formula here to set out the rest of it. So we're going to say equals sum, because we want to add everything up, and we're going to say it's equal to the sum of all of these cells. And I'm just clicking and holding from the middle, not on the sides or anything like that. I'm just clicking and holding from the middle, and then I'll hit enter. Right now it's a 0, but let's say our expense for our mortgage, let's say it's $1,500 a month. You see that adds up. Let's say daycare is also $1,500 a month. It adds up. We'll go in and fill in numbers in a little bit here. That's not really the important part. Getting all of your expenses listed out is the important part. After that, we have our incomes. So I'm going to put Danielle, and I'll put me. And we'll put our numbers for income on there. And again, we're going to do an equal sign here. That's going to be the sum, parenthesis, and then we'll highlight our two numbers. It's not hard math, but again, it just allows things to dynamically update. If our numbers change at all, we're ready to go. And then we're just going to have another area called net. This area is going to be basically where we start kind of figuring out how much money we have left. And that net is basically going to be equal to our total income minus our total expenditures. So that's going to be how much money we have left after every month. That's going to give us an idea of where we're at, what's going on, and when we fill in numbers, you'll see this update a lot more easily. We're also going ahead, and this just covers our bases. Our budget is not based on an idea where we want to have a zero balance. We won't need to cover all of our expenses with our income, and then whatever we have left over, we can put into places that we want. For right now, that's Danielle's Roth. That's my Roth. Then we also have a college fund for our son, and then finally a donation area. So we'll go through and fill in those numbers, and then again we're going to put an equal sign. It's going to be the sum of all of those things, and then we should be good to go with that. It could also, depending on if we wanted to do it, we could say, hey, it's equal to the net minus this cell, minus this cell, minus this cell, minus this cell. Whatever way you want to set it up, it's very easy, but it's just basic math. We're not doing anything crazy here. So we can make this look pretty if we want. We generally don't actually have this look very nice on our budget, but if it helps you to go through and kind of just bold things out to get some totals, I'd highly suggest doing that if it helps you. Colors are always good if you like. You can also go through and highlight things. You can put on a border if you'd like. You can change the border style. So let's say that's a total one, and I want that to be on top of my totals, just to give me a little visual indication of where things are at and what's going on with them. This is not necessary, but again, it makes it look a little bit nicer, a little easier to go through. And if you want to put these all here, you can go ahead and let's say thin line, and I want to box all of those out. I want to box all of these out, and I also want to box all of these guys out. The final thing I'll do maybe is highlight these. I can change the background color. So let's say I want this to be a lighter gray. I can do all this stuff to make sure that I'm set and ready to go with what I want. Again, not necessary, but if you're looking to set up your budget, make it look nice, these are easy ways to go through and do that. And the final thing I'm going to do is just bold up those areas. So we have that in there. I'll put our numbers in there in just a little bit, but let's go through and talk about the rest of the budget. We have our mortgage, so I'll put our mortgage in there. It's approximately $2,300 a month. And you notice that it's not formatted as a kind of number here. So what I can do if I want to is I can highlight these cells, and then I can go to format and say it's a number, and then I also want that to be a financial number. So I'm just going to say currency, or you can do currency rounded. Whatever works. We round all of our numbers, so that's going to be kind of where we're at. I'm going to do the same thing with the other ones just to make sure that everything lines up the way I want and to make sure that everything's consistent. So I have that. Daycare for this month right now is $1,300. Thank goodness, that's a lot of money. Our son has a budget of about $100 a month. Our food budget is $450 a month. Our internet is $40 a month. It is wintertime as of recording this, so our gas and electric bill is $100 a month. We do have solar panels, so that takes care of a whole lot of our bills with that. Our budget is a total of $500. We'll explain that breakdown in just a second. Gas for the cars runs roughly $200 a month. That's actually a little high, but we'll go with it. Our water bill is $140. That covers 3 months. Same with our trash is $30, but it covers 3 months worth. Our pets, we go ahead and spend, right now it's only $20 because we don't have to buy food for them this month. We have a stockpile of food for them, and there's no vet bills. Again, all these things update every month when we review. Our commute, it's really Danielle's commute. She spends $30 for train tickets a month. Our car is $323 each month. Our subscriptions cost us $19, and our phones are $112. So as you can see, our expenses that we have here are $5,664. So that's a good chunk of change that we have to deal with. Danielle's income is $5,500 a month. My income is roughly $4,100 a month. So we have a total income of just shy of $10,000 per month. That gives us a net revenue in the plus side of almost $4,000. Now that sounds nice, but we're going to knock that down a little bit because we have some things that we've agreed that we want to put money towards and that we want to kind of see what's going on with. So if we take a look at the Roth here, our Roth for Danielle's is $500. You can contribute up to $6,000 a year in Roth. So 6,000 divided by 12 is going to be 500. My number is different because I'm not dividing my number by 12. I'm dividing it by 10 because I'm a 10-month employee. So we have that. Our son's college is $350, and then donations is $250. When we're all stuck with that, we're down here at this number. Now that's extra money that we have that we can play with, that we can do things with, depending on what we have set up for each month here. So we want to kind of examine that and see where it's going. We can always up the college donations. We can always up our donation area in general. We can kind of have some money to do with that. But this number, as long as that's a positive number, that's money we have options on what we want to do with. Now, we're going to go over and take a look at the different budgets that we have. So I'm going to type in Baby Boy because this is going to be his budget. We're going to type in price, and then we're going to type in the $100. If I wanted to, I could also put equals and then find his number up here. And basically, every time that we update this number, let's say now he's grown up a little bit, he's going to get $200 a month for us to spend on him. That number automatically updates. Whatever works for you, that's not a big deal, but you notice everything changes as we do that, which is the real magic of what's going on. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to give him, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's say he has 10 different expenditures during the month. We're just going to grid that out so I can put in what we have here. Now, as far as the formula here, we're going to say that it's going to be equal to the $100 minus whatever we put in the price for that cell, and we'll hit enter. So right now he has $100, and I'm going to click, hold, and drag on the bottom right-hand corner. You see how that black arrow? I'll click, hold, and drag and bring that down. And essentially, anytime I put a price in here, let's say we got him a toy. So I'll type in toy. It gives me an idea of what it is. And let's say that toy was $10. Now he has $90 left in his budget. And as we go through the month, we just tally up what's in there, and it automatically calculates for us. I'm going to get rid of that for right now, and we're going to go over and take a look at some other things that we have to do. We have a miscellaneous area, which I did not include here. If that ever happens, if you forget something, you can just right click and say, hey, I want to insert one below that, and we're ready to go. So I'm going to say our miscellaneous budget, that is going to be $650. So we're set there. I'm still good, but it clearly took a big hit on what's going on, and all of our numbers automatically update again. From there, so I'll type in MISC for miscellaneous, again, price, and then that's going to be equal to the value that we found for miscellaneous, and I'll hit enter. So we have that. Again, it's just going through. I'm going to re-highlight these, put in what we have, and again, the formula is equal to our original money minus the price of whatever item it is, and then I'll drag that down from the bottom right-hand corner. And that's basically what we do on repeat. So we're going to have another one here for both Danielle and I, and then another one for restaurants and going out. And again, all this stuff is covered in our budget. We have a food one here. We actually don't have a going out, so I'm going to insert another one here and just say going out. And this is really just restaurants, and our budget currently has that set at $300 a month. So now we're knocked down to about $1,200 or $1,300, should I say, left for the month. And that $1,300 can get funneled into anywhere that we have a priority. So for us, we want to up our donations by a substantial amount. So we can put that in there. We want to go ahead and contribute a little bit more to our 401ks. We can do that. Or we can go through and start paying off the house. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here. I'm going to finish off the rest of this. And then if you need this or you want a copy of what we have here, I'm going to blank it out so you can kind of go through and do that. But I will go ahead and post a link to it through Google and also through Excel if you want to use Excel. Hopefully that helps you be able to set up your budget and use it the way that we use ours. We use it in our podcast. We talk about it all the time, and it's honestly something we open up and look at on a daily basis. Again, if you want to see the exact one that we built in this video, it's down below, and there's an Excel version as well. We hope you guys like this video, and if you do, leave us a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.